Hey guys, welcome back for another video. In this video, we're going to be going over the PRI trade show. I shouldn't say trade show, racing show. That was in Indianapolis last week. They had some really great stuff. Haas was there, Mazak, TSUGAMI America was there. I will be doing a video over some Swiss stuff. I actually moved in the Swiss department, so I'm going to be exploring that more since I'm kind of in that area now. But this video goes over everything I saw and everything I could get a photo of. Sadly, I forgot my GoPro SD card at home, so I did the best I could with the photos, so hope you guys appreciate that. I kind of did a voiceover of everything I saw and kind of what I thought was really cool. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments and I'll try to get to them. And I hope you guys enjoy watching it. And yeah, so thank you guys so much for watching. If you can, hit that subscribe button and stay around for some new videos. So thank you very much. I hope you guys enjoy. This first video clip here was one of the first booths I went to, was at the Haas booth. They weren't actually cutting anything. This was a part that was pre-machined, so they were cutting air the whole time. But it was really cool. It had 3+5, and then right here is simultaneously moving all the axes, finishing the inside of this pocket. It was really cool just to kind of stand there and watch. Kind of sucks they weren't cutting anything. I always enjoy watching the machines actually cut and create chips. Coming up is a photo of the part they were actually machining. I think it was kind of funny that they had it actually lagged to the machine through a cable. I just kind of thought that was funny. I didn't think people would walk off with stuff, but apparently they do. Next booth we went to was the Blue Demon welding booth. They had some great products there. This snake I thought was awesome that they made. From there we moved on to the TSUGAMI America booth. My work actually has one of these. We have the big brother to the one in this photo. They were creating this little brass part. It was really cool because they got a pinch millet. They were actually running product, which I thought was really cool. Seems like a lot of places aren't really running stuff anymore, just kind of bringing machines. But right here is a video of it actually pinch turning and then also turning some OD. It's really cool because that you can mill on both sides of the part at the same time. Makes it incredibly fast, makes it so you can do really complicated parts, and it equalizes the pressure on both sides, so you don't have a whole bunch of part deflection because there's equal forces on both sides. They can also do the same thing when turning, which is called pinch turning. Next booth was this welding automation booth. It was really cool. They were making these cobots that get put with welders, and then from there they can basically make robot weld for them. Next booth we went to was the Fanuc booth. This was really cool because they were showing how they can integrate their robot with the machine to do second op or just pick it up and move it. There was another machine using a vise, so they were putting parts in the vise and then just probing the work. This one was just using a fixture that was air operated, so the robot would actually come, pick it up like it is now, and then when it drops into the fixture would tilt up, and then they'd activate it, which would clamp it. And it was really cool because they were explaining how this machine is only controlled, this robot's controlled only by an ether cord, which is just kind of crazy to think about. The machines at my work just have tons of cables coming out of them. So right here, this is probing the part. They're probing the fins. I'm zooming in there. They're probing the fins so they can actually pick up the existing geometry and then machine it. So if you look right here, it's actually basically going right in and out of the turbine blades. This was pretty cool. They had an actual kind of somewhat exposed engine showing how the engine turns over and how all the valves work, which I thought was really cool because that's something you don't really get to see a lot of. This was pretty cool. It was a complete billet engine block, and I just thought it was so cool. This Mustang was also pretty awesome. Then there was a motorcycle. There's some just awesome stuff there. So kind of here's some just photos there from around the show booths and just everything. That little dragster was pretty cool. It's for actually kids, which I thought was amazing. This BMW was also beautiful, had carbon fiber. Now this is pretty cool. This is made by, see if I can pronounce it, Langmuir Systems. Their MR1 is actually a machine I've looked at quite heavily, and I actually thought about buying at one point, but I ended up going with my Tormach, just because they didn't come out with the MR1 yet, and the Tormach was just kind of a deal. They were also showing off their brand new CNC controlled press brake, incredibly well thought. And I was watching them use it and kind of how to program it, and I just thought it was absolutely wonderful. And the guy actually bent me something in person and showed me kind of how the program worked and everything. And for a machine that is affordable to put in your garage, that's CNC controlled, has the backstop and everything, that's just something that is kind of unheard of. Usually they're quite a bit of money to where a lot of normal people can't afford them, but this is something where a normal person could afford it if they were doing a lot of bending, and didn't also have the size of, say, like a bigger shop, which was just really cool. Because when he got done, he started kind of talking to me more about the MR1, and I thought that was just so cool, that the MR1, kind of how they designed it, and kind of their thought process for it. But here's some more photos. Their plasma tables were also really cool. They were affordable. They had 2x2, which you can upgrade for an extra long package. They got a 4x3, and then they had the full size 8x4. They were just really cool machines. Here's some more photos. This Bronco was just absolutely beautiful. It seems like at this show there's always at least one super nice detailed Bronco there. Last year they had a light blue one that was just amazing. This dark one I just absolutely fell in love with. And then here's the Era McLaren car. I thought that was pretty cool. This Lamborghini was there. It's kind of the first time I've seen a Lamborghini there. And then here's just some photos of some of the drag cars. Just some absolute beautiful machine work that's on these cars, and just the detail that goes into them. I just thought this paint job was super sweet, just super, it stood out, and I just loved it. And I thought this looked pretty cool, just real aggressive in the front. And then of course here's a Mustang. I'm a Ford man myself, so I love Mustangs. I thought this was pretty cool. The blower on that, the stack, was just huge. And then I just thought the colors on this engine and just the setup was just absolutely gorgeous. And then here's a little go-kart. And then here's like a kind of like a pre-runner car. Thought that it looked pretty cool. I'm sorry, pre-runner truck. Here's a rock climber. That was pretty sweet. And then this one was kind of cool. It's actually a drag car, but it looked really clean. And then just here are some photos of just some stuff that I've kind of saw while I was walking around. Just some absolute beautiful engine work, and the paint jobs on these cars were absolutely amazing. That Subaru was pretty cool. It looked super clean. I actually have a photo of that earlier on in the video of the engine. It just absolutely is just beautiful. And then I thought this kind of display was pretty cool. Thought the pulleys on this just absolutely looked gorgeous. And then there was an old Corvette that, it was kind of funny because there was actually a couple of them there, which is kind of crazy because I didn't think there would be that many, but they were all restored. This one was just kind of showing the framework of the car. And then here's some of the engine that was in one of the cars. I thought that just looked pretty sick inside the car. And then this just absolutely looked so beautiful. I have to say the people that build these are absolutely great builders. And then there was actually a whole bunch of people who cast there. So here's some photos of some of the castings and kind of like the molds they had for it. Just really cool stuff. We talked to them for quite a while. My father-in-law came with me, and Brent does a lot of casting. I thought the rims on this were absolutely crazy. They show the casting to the machining to the end product. I just thought that was really cool because it's kind of one of those things you don't really realize how rims are made, like high-end rims are. It's just crazy. And then this was absolutely cool. It was a complete billet transmission. It just looked awesome. And then here's some more billet stuff on this engine. Just built to the brim. And then the cart they had on it was also billet, and it just looked awesome. And then this is crazy. These are actually carburetors, and they're so small. If you zoom in on it, it's just absolutely amazing. And then this was just really cool to see a fully machined intake, and just kind of really just kind of grasping just how crazy machine work is when it comes to like the racing industry. It's just cool to think about. And then this is just so smart. I saw this and I just had to take a photo. I thought that was genius for moving your car, your truck around inside the shop. Yeah, it kind of limits you, so you can't work on any of the suspension or the rotors or anything. But if you're doing something else, that's absolutely genius, because you can change the height of it, give you some more room underneath it. Just thought that was really cool, and you can move it around the shop super easy. And then here's another billet block. I just have to take photos of these. They just look so good. I just have a real passion for just kind of looking at them and looking at how they're made. And then this was just sweet, taking this photo, because just seeing all the cross vanes in it for strength, and then seeing the cylinders and then the head on it, I just absolutely love it. And then this is the Mastercam booth. I talked to them for quite a bit. I actually was asking them if they ever plan on coming out with like a home edition that you can actually post of their CAD and CAM. I really hope they do. I was taught in Mastercam, but I started out in Fusion 360 and Inventor, basically Autodesk products. I just kind of talked to them. I was picking their brain about stuff, and then we were also talking to them about some of the Swisses at work, and they gave us some really helpful information over that. And then some of the stuff they brought that was machined using their CAM software, I just was amazed just how detailed it was. I thought it'd been really cool if they would have said what machine and how much time it took to make, because it just kind of makes me wonder like actually how fast I could make that. Not necessarily on a Tormach, definitely a 5-axis mill. Just kind of crazy to see some of the stuff people have made using their systems. And then we went to a 3D printer booth, and they were showing tons of different 3D printer products, different material, different uses, different kind of applications. It was pretty cool because they handed us a horseshoe that I just could not bend or break. And it was just really cool because he said it was 3D printed and it was meant to have a lot of stress put on it and not break. And then they also handed a flimsy like kind of battery tray liner to me that was printed, and it was just cool because I could bend it all around and pull it and it wouldn't rip, and it was stretchy. It's just kind of crazy to think about. You can actually print that instead of having a mold made and them pouring it or injecting it. It's just kind of crazy. And then this is the Mazak booth. They were machining this what I'm guessing is a 4-port intake. That was pretty cool because they were actually cutting this. So while we were there, it was actually flinging chips. The control looked pretty cool, and then this was cool. They were actually boring out a cylinder in this engine. I just thought that looked pretty cool. I made the joke that they weren't actually cutting anything. They just threw those chips on the table to make it look like they were. And then here was another machine that was actually cutting out an engine block. It was pretty sweet watching that kind of go at it. I don't know if that block was majority of the way done and they just brought it to just kind of do some light work to it or what, but it looked pretty cool. And then this I just had to take a photo of. They actually have a Sharpie attachment for this machine so you can lay out your parts to see if they're right, if the program's right, versus actually using the torch, cutting it, and then you being wrong. I just thought that was really cool because it's smart, basically less waste, and it doesn't take much time at all. I think they said this part takes like under 2.5 minutes to completely run. So just taking the time to verify you're right and then going at it. And they also wanted to show this off because they didn't want to actually use the torch and then keep burning through material. This way they could run out the whole, I think it was a 12-foot bar, when they were done, just wipe it off and restart. So that was pretty cool. Talked to them for quite a bit. I've seen machines like this before, but seeing it up close in person was really cool, just because of the fact that you can make tons of different things with it. And if you see right here, they're actually cutting the end of the part. and then they're cutting the tip to the next part. So this is a continuous feed of just burning through, and there's very little waste because the way that they have the parts put together, you're just cutting off barely anything. And then here's another photo of that block that was again machined. And then this was pretty cool. They were working on the valve seats on this engine, just crazy. And then this is a flywheel grinder for grinding the back of the flywheels. And then I thought this mag drill was so cute. I've seen photos of this before, and I call it cute because it's so small compared to a normal size one. But this one's actually designed to go inside of like an I-beam to drill a hole through it for a bolt or for a mounting point. So you actually use a ratchet to ratchet it down versus like a big arm, kind of like a drill press, because they want it to make it as small as possible. So the inside of it looks pretty cool. I watched a video kind of explaining how this all works, but it's pretty sweet. And you can, on the back side of it, you can adjust a whole bunch of different things. I think they have 2 or 3 different versions of this, like from the video I saw. I just had to snap a photo of that. And then this one was pretty cool. They were decking the heads on the block. And then clawsing, well, Acu-rite was there with the clawsing that looked pretty sweet, and they were showing off their system. So we were looking at that. And then Walter's Tools was there. My work just started trying these out on the Swiss using, I think, their cutoff, and I think we're going to try a turning tool next. Great products. They were like super, super well made. I just like looking at them, especially because there's so much engineering that goes involved in making tools. So we talked to them for a little bit, and I just kind of looked around. And they just had some really cool end mills, some thread mills. And then the turning tools were just crazy. They were super heavy. And they actually had this crazy insert. It has the tip of like a V&MG insert, but it doesn't have the full body, and it looks like a triangle. So at that time, you can have 3 sides for an insert that's just a little bit bigger than what a normal V&MG insert is, which I thought was really cool because that's kind of the big thing. You buy inserts and there's only really 2 sides. With this, there's more cutting edges per insert, so you kind of get your money's worth out of it, which I thought was really sweet. Yeah, because negative inserts are usually 4-sided. You can flip them around. And then this welding table is absolutely awesome. I think that they have such a wonderful product. I've seen their stuff for years now, and I absolutely would love to own one of their tables. But their welding tables are great. I used to work for a shop that had a couple of their tables, and I just absolutely love them to death. Their clamp designs are super smart. Their fixtures that go with the tables are just absolutely incredible. And you can actually see in this next photo, they had kind of a motorcycle frame all laid up there. Just so cool. And then if you see in the background, they actually have a table that moves up and down like a lift table, which is also sweet because that means you can kind of get more access easier when welding, which is a huge thing. From being a welder, that's just something that's super nice, being able to control the height of your part, because no one likes to weld super high up because then your arms are up, they get fatigued faster. If you weld super far down, well, that's an issue because then it's kind of hard to keep at it and keep straight. So shout out to them. That's a very good product of theirs. And then here's a photo of some big motors that I found. Just thought that was crazy. And then this breakaway of this transmission was absolutely insane. I absolutely love seeing the inside of transmissions because there's so much work that goes into them, and just making sure that they work. And then especially on the big diesels, like these are built like freight trains. They're super tough and they can handle so much torque and power. So I just had to get a photo of this. It was just super cool, super interesting. Everything here was super interesting, actually. As a guy that comes from a machining and welding school, there was awesome stuff there. But as a guy who's came from a family and a father that's taught me a whole bunch about cars, motorcycles, working on them, how they work, I have to say PRI is an absolute fantastic show. Everyone there is super nice. They have some great stuff. They have something for everyone, which is absolutely awesome. And if you ever get a chance to go, I'd highly recommend it. That's kind of everything I took a photo of or a video of. I made the mistake of forgetting my GoPro SD card at the house. So when I got down there, I went to go get the GoPro out and didn't have it. So I tried to do the best I could with my phone. So I hope you guys enjoyed. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments and I'll try to answer them how I can. And I hope you guys enjoyed kind of walking around with me at PRI and me kind of showing you guys what are there for people who couldn't make it. So hope you guys keep on making, and hope you guys hit and subscribe and keep looking for the next video. So thank you.